They're talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They talk about basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. Fucking All-Star Game edition. How you doing? How you doing, Sammy? My All-Star, my choice, for podcaster, co-host, All-Star, first ballot, Sam Morrell. How are you doing, brother?
Aw, yeah, I'm good, man. I was happy for your boy Giannis last night.
That's
I was
right.
enjoying it.
That's right, baby. The first Greek man who's ever served in the Greek army to be an NBA All-Star Game MVP, which is big. I am a Greek draft dodger, so we don't have that in common. I literally I got drafted into the Greek army when I was 19, and the second it happened, I was like, "Oh, I'm good on Greek citizenship for right now. Thank you. I'm just gonna stick with American until I'm about 40, and then I'm gonna reapply when I'm too old." So, thank you very much. If I go, I gotta stay for my Greek citizenship, and if I'm in Greece longer than 3 months out of the year, I'll get arrested and put into the army.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, yeah.
Oh my God!
But that's not gonna happen. Giannis and Thanasi Antetokounmpo both served our country beautifully. You can see awesome pictures of them with their regalia. But that's neither here nor there.
Giannis looks like a fucking soldier, man. Like just jacked as hell.
Thanasi looks actually more like a soldier because he's like 6'6". He's like the tallest a regular person is, and he's just like jacked. And if you ever see him play, the motherfucker is just all energy, very little, dunks, just like getting in people's face and shit. Not
an
so
NBA
much
champion.
Skill. No, that's Costa. You're getting your
Costa.
you're getting your fucking Antetokounmpos mixed up, bro. And there's Alex who is playing in Spain right now, I believe. So maybe we got another one. But
let me tell you something too, brother. A veteran of the Knicks army served very proudly in yesterday's game. A hot 2 for 2 from Julius Randle, 2 dimes. Didn't get the most minutes, but he made the most of them. Beautiful pass to Donovan Mitchell. A very nice dunk. It was great to see him in action.
Yes.
I will say, for me, the highlights was just Dame and Steph pulling up from half court and just fucking, like, you realize how much we missed Steph last year in the All-Star game.
It was, first of all, the Dame and Steph thing was so awesome because there was like a little bit of a, it's one of those like friendly rivalries, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh yeah, dude, so happy for you. I'm just going to do the exact same thing you did, but better, by the way. like literally Dame hits from behind half court. And then Steph literally does it the next time. And it's like, they're smiling, but it's the kind of thing that's like, just so you know, motherfucker, I got this too. Although I will say, as has happened in real NBA games where in clutch time, who hit the three to end it? It was Dame. So the argument that Dame
Steph was incredible, dude. You can't. He was insane. And the 3-point contest, winning it. First off, shouts out to Mike Conley for being in the finals of the 3-point contest. He wasn't even in the competition.
Yeah, and shout out to Mike Conley for making All-Star finally.
He deserved it.
He deserved it. I guess it was Devin Booker got injured and he just said I don't want to go, so Conley got it. It's to be a double injury replacement is kind of a tough way to get it, but I'm sure Conley will just take it. I know I would have fucking taken it if I was him. But
yeah, I mean, he's an all-star now. I think it annoyed him when people were like, "You're the best player to not be an all-star," and now people can't say that anymore. So that's cool.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder who it is now. Maybe like
McCollum.
Oh, I don't mean. I mean all time. I'm thinking like who do you think? Like
was Sam Cassell? I think he was an all-star once.
I think so. I think maybe. I know Sabonis never was,
Odom?
but Sabonis was like, only was there half the time.
No, but he was there at the end when he was injured.
Yeah,
Lamar Odom might be the
Marcus
guy.
Camby never made one, did he? I don't fucking know.
I don't think so.
Harper? Did Harper ever do it with the Cavs?
No, I don't know. Actually, he did have like a 20 something a year. I think he did make it once. Yeah.
Anyway, this is the kind of podcast you get, folks, where we ask questions and we have done no research before.
You get the answers yourself. That's what we do.
Yeah, this is more of a prompt where it's like we teach you about basketball by asking questions we don't know the answers to, and you fill it in. It's like it's like a basketball fan. Odom's a good
in
one.
The conversation because he's got a couple rings. He was like, he kind of had that Ginobili type role for the Lakers, but Ginobili was an all-star. Odom never made him.
That's weird.
6'11", skilled, would have been great in today's NBA.
That's one of those things where it's like if his best years are with the Lakers and he's smack dab in the middle of like the West power forward, like just forget about it. It's like KG and Duncan, Duncan, Dirk, forget it. Like that's three automatics.
And the beginning of his career, you have to deal with Weber as well, and he's on the Clippers, and then he's on the Heat for like that little stretch for the Heat where that was kind of where he reinvented himself.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think he was like that good. Like actually maybe. I think he had 1 year where
they made the playoffs with rookie Dwayne Wade, I believe.
He was good enough to be the centerpiece of a Shaq trade. Like he played his value up to so that it wasn't crazy when Shaq wanted to get traded that Odom and I think who was it, Caron Butler was involved. So that's not, again, we are not answering my question this episode. You motherfuckers find out. But I like, let's go before we get into the specifics of the game. What did you think of the whole condensed all-star all-in-one type shit?
Here's one thing I kind of miss. This is a weird one, but I kind of miss the thing where it was like a legend, a female player, and a current player when they do like the shots they all have their spots. I like that because it gets a legend. It was like a cool thing.
That was very cool. That was very cool. And I think the skills challenge replaced that. And the skills challenge.
I love the skills.
No, skill challenge sucks my dick. That's the worst one every year. This year was fucking hilarious. Like Luka looked fucking hungover, by the way. What the fuck was going on? I don't think you were allowed to go out in Atlanta, but it would have been awesome if there was just like a Luka sighting at Magic City. Just like it's like and here's the thing, he's gonna stick out. You know what I mean? Maybe
lemon pepper Luka.
Lemon pepper Luka. Maybe if you're like a 6'3" guard, you know what I mean? Like if you're just like an in shape 6'3" black dude that's like
if you're Lou Williams, you should not.
Lou Williams is perfect. Lou Williams, Kyrie, maybe if he wanted to.
No,
if
he's
that was
too
his vibe.
famous though.
You're right. He's too famous. Mike Conley definitely could have been sneakily getting his dick sucked at KOD if he wanted to. But he's a family man. I don't think he was.
He's a good man. You can just tell he's an honorable person. You just feel it. But I will say,
Luka though. I will say, if a 6'7" Slovenian
the dunk contest, the skills
are you out of your mind?
Was trash this year, dude.
Okay, that's fine. The dunk contest.
Although
this
I will say
crazy.
the best dunk of the contest, I think it was an Obi dunk. I don't think it was a good contest, but I like the dunk over Julius and his father.
That was fine.
It was a windmill over two people. That was the best dunk of the contest.
Honestly, okay, it's really just, there's no talking to you in any. I'm sure did Julius get robbed in your precious skills contest also? How did he get robbed?
Look, I haven't done my due diligence here yet, but I believe that, Sabonis is I kind of was. Here's my other thing. Once Kenny said, I'm betting on Julius, I'm like, Kenny's always fucking wrong with this shit. Once he said, I'm betting on Julius, I was like, it's over. Julius is going to lose. I do love King Julius, but it's just not his competition. I was shocked that Paul lost that. I know that I don't think he's ever won, and he's been in a few times, but like CP3, that should be his competition.
It just
he can shoot, he can pass.
Well, that's what I'm
quick.
saying. That's why it sucks. Because it's like it's bullshit. It's like, I mean, if CP3
it's not bullshit.
loses,
Wade won it twice.
Wow. I mean, who cares? If CP3 loses
Skilled,
to fucking
quick guys.
But you're telling me fucking who won? Vucevic or Sabonis? Who won?
Sabonis, but he's skilled.
He's more skilled than fucking Chris Paul. He's more skilled.
Apparently, apparently he is. No, but that's what's the cool thing about the NBA right now is like a couple of years ago, Lauri Markkanen won. I thought that was kind of cool, man. Like I like that that bigs or that skill can make those passes in the modern NBA.
I think that it just shows you what a bullshit contest it is. And you know what? Let's make it harder. Let's make it fucking harder. If you know what? Fuck Laurie Markkinen. He's my guy on the Bull Battle
No,
for
I
Steak.
agree. Fuck Laurie Markkinen.
Battle for Steak. When it comes
Mixtape.
when it comes to getting me a fucking ribeye, I love him. But let's be honest, that motherfucker should not be beating guys like who'd he beat? Like De'Aaron Fox probably that year. And like make it harder. Give me some behind the back. Give me some fucking through your legs bounce passes. Let's actually make it fucking cool. Instead of this fucking it's like some shit that I feel like you would get at a rec center. It feels like the equivalent of the NFL. You remember the punt, pass, and kick thing that we would do? I
never gave a fuck about the Pro Bowl. That was one I was
no. I mean, little kids would do it where it's like you would just fucking punt, pass, and kick in like at a rec center. You know, that's what the skills challenge feels like. Oh, you fucking throw a ball in a little hoop. You dribble around cones fucking slow as shit, and you hit a layup and a three-pointer. That's some shit we literally could do. I guess that's my problem with it. Me or you could do that, literally. If that's what's going on, I don't want to see that. I wanted something I can't. I want the pass to be thrown behind the back. I want eyes closed. I want something actually cool.
Look, I just think it's for years now. I think the 3-point contest has been the best. I just
3-point contest is definitely the best.
Last year, we got a taste of a good dunk contest again with Derrick Jones and Aaron Gordon because they're incredible. They're professional. Yeah. Like even you look years ago, Zach LaVine, and you're like, okay.
Dude, the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest is so good.
Incredible.
And you know what? Aaron Gordon got robbed. He should have fucking won that.
Twice. You could argue he got robbed twice.
I think so. Absolutely. But
Derrick Jones is a great dunker.
But the Aaron Gordon, if you haven't seen that dunk contest, guys, go fucking watch it. The dunk he does over the fucking mascot is so fucking wild.
It's insane.
He's like, his ass is 9 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on around here?
No, he's a human trampoline, dude. Aaron Gordon is it's incredible.
And you know what? Okay, the dunk contest was weak as shit this year.
Awful.
But it was also the time frame was so condensed, and it was like halftime. I think the issue was that, they were just trying to get too much in. But more than anything, it's like, if you're going to have guys like, no disrespect to Obi and fucking Cassius Stanley, who has not even fucking played for the Pacers. Like, listen, we watch a good amount of basketball. It's not like we're fucking fanatics, but it's like, I've never watched Cassius Stanley play.
We're fanatics.
I don't think I see, we're not watching fucking, we're not the way like, actual guys who cover the league watch like 8 games a night or whatever.
All right. But that's their job, dude. We're good for we're not casuals. We
Yeah. But I've never watched Cassius Stanley play. I guess he went to Duke, and I guess he's a very like, his leaping ability was the highest at the combine or something. And I
like 44 or something. It's something crazy.
Yeah. But and I know who Simons is, right? Because I like the Blazers and shit.
I like him. I didn't know he could jump like that, though. I've never seen him in a game jump like that. He shoots a lot of threes for the Blazers. But, my thing is 2 problems with it. First off, no competition plays off the crowd more than the dunk contest. It's the one where you wave your hands up, make some noise. Vince Carter putting his hand to his ears like fucking Hulk Hogan.
It's spectacle more than anything else, for sure.
Of course. My other issue is, as you just said, it's during halftime. It's like the equivalent of like an office manager being like, come and fuck me during the lunch break. It ain't going to be that romantic.
Sounds pretty good to me. I'd like to get some head in a fucking Office Depot parking lot.
All right, fine. It might not be the perfect analogy, but I'm saying for the woman, for the affair, it's not right. Special, Stavi.
It does it. Yes.
It gets the job done.
Sure.
Right.
You're busting
but it
the
ain't
nut.
Special.
You're right. There's no there's no rose petals.
No.
There's no nothing. There's just enough cunnilingus to get us going and not enough to finish you off.
Exactly. She's not bragging to her friends, is my point.
Yes, absolutely. You're scratching an itch, but yes. Okay. I get that. My point, I don't even think that's necessarily a problem. I think they need to work on the brevity of the dunk contest a little bit. I think they've gone too far in making it a super spectacle where if the guys aren't up for it, then it really feels anticlimactic. I didn't mind that it was in the half. In fact, during the game, when I was kind of getting bored with the game, because by the way, Team Durant sucked dick and they were getting their ass cheeks.
I really think that the starters on Team Durant might have been worse than the bench on Team LeBron. If you look at it, you're like, yeah, I think their bench Now that once they lost Embiid, I think it's pretty debatable.
And that's another thing we should say, that the fucking the Sixers, Embiid and Ben Simmons went to a barber with coronavirus and they had to just miss the All-Star game. Sucks. It sucks because that would have been, Embiid is having an MVP season. He would have been trying. He would have been trying to win MVP. God. He would have been trying the way Giannis was trying.
And he would have been trying to stuff Giannis. It would have been more fun.
Yeah, it was nice to see Giannis go unencumbered. See, that's the thing. I am not rooting for what's best in the NBA. I am rooting for Giannis to win at all costs. And you know what? I'll even admit it. Maybe he was hunting for it a little. There was
he was hunting, brother.
There was 4 different times where like people were like, "Yeah, what the fuck? I'm open."
Okay, let me just run this by you real quick. Listen to the bench on Team LeBron: Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Sabonis, and Chris Paul. Now listen to the starters on Team LeBron: Zion, Tatum, Kyrie, Kawhi, and Beal. It's debatable.
Yeah.
It's debatable that the bench is better. I'm saying, yeah.
They had Harden to Team Kawhi or Team Durant.
On the bench, though.
Yeah. Zion started over him. Yeah, I mean, it was brutal. You don't have Durant. You don't have Embiid. Simmons was on LeBron's team, right? Or was he on Durant?
Yeah, he was on LeBron's team, but he was out.
Yeah, so you miss out on all that shit. It was a fucking brutal game that they did not really fucking try hard at all, which sucks because last year that was awesome. That was the best part of the game, was that fourth quarter, it meant something. There was a comeback, and it was like, action down to the last minute. But
yeah, back
to my 3-point. The point I was trying to make with the dunk contest is, I don't care that it was short. It's like, if you're going to have these guys that don't like Cassius Stanley, you might as well have guys on Instagram that do dunks if you're going to have guys that don't even play.
Oh, couldn't agree more.
It's like, give us guys we know. Give us, it's got to be either famous guys or guys whose job it is to do dunks. And at the same time, you can't do that. I understand why you're the NBA. You want to raise the profile of your guys, but look, man, no one really gives a fuck. This is a podcast that people have complained is too much Knicks talk. We don't even really want to see Obi in it. Really?
No,
I would rather see Zion. I would rather see fucking.
Zion is made for the All-Star game. He missed a few dunks, probably to the nerves.
He smoked 4 dunks in a row.
But that dude is made. You could just tell they're like, oh, this is the dude I want to throw a lob to this dude. He's clearly like a fun guy to play with, and. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I want to see names. I think the problem is too, and this I think you saw in the 3-point contest, you had a lot of stars in there who aren't particularly good shooters. So I mean, I love Donovan Mitchell. I love, watching Tatum play, but like Joe Ingles and Duncan Robinson are better standstill shooters.
Yeah.
But those dudes don't want to fucking come for one contest. I'm sure they want to just chill with their families, take a few days off.
But no, that's
the guys who are already there.
That's what was cool about this one, was that like, you would have thought that because of the limitations, they would have had guys in the actual game do it. Like, there's no reason. Okay, Zion, I know you don't want to get hurt or whatever, but you can't do 3 dunks. It's not even the regular All-Star. It's not even the regular dunk contest. You can't do 3 of them. It's like, give me Ja Morant.
Star power? Do you think it's this? Yeah, well, Ja is going to say, fuck you, because I'm not in the All-Star game. And I'm sure Trae Young, that's why he's not in the 3-point contest. Because
even though he lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, but these dudes just like, I'm sure Trae Young's like, look at my numbers, tell me I shouldn't be an All-Star, go fuck yourself.
That's what happened to fucking Bradley Beal. Literally, him and Bradley Beal just switched positions. And
I got to tell you, Beal's a much better player. I'm sorry. Right now, maybe.
Yeah, I just mean last year, remember, it's the exact same. Trey started. It's the exact same situation. Trey started and Beal was like, what the fuck? I've got basically the same numbers as him. You could make a similar argument for Trey. Now, of course, factor
33 this year.
His efficiency, Beal's efficiency is really bad. You could make the argument. But now that's not factoring honor, which of course is which of course is humongous. And Trey has none of, as we know. The other thing, some other notes from the All-Star game. It was cool to see Tatum and Brown guard each other at points. That was pretty fucking cool. And I can't wait to see what their next team is and where those guys go, where they're going to really win. I can't wait to see the next team after this contract. Yeah, bring them to the Knicks. I can't wait till they get tired of the fucking poisonous culture that Danny Ainge's cutthroat capitalist GM strategy has created. I can't wait till they get tired of Bradley Stevens. I'm gonna call him Bradley. I'm gonna call him Bradley Stevens because it sounds more like a little kid. Little Bradley Stevens.
And the poisonous Boston media, that Herald, which just despicable piece.
Unlike the beautiful New York Post.
New York, we tell her like it is, brother. And no, it was tough. It's tough. A tough thing with the All-Star game too is just that, like, you knew Team LeBron was winning every quarter. It just was Steph and Dame,
last year too, where
Steph and Dame should not be allowed to be on the same team. You got to divide certain guys up because we want to. It was cool to see LeBron and Steph on the same team.
LeBron barely played. Salute to him. He was like, "Fuck this." He played 13 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, but come on, you're not telling me that if he made those first few shots that he's not playing.
Yeah, he had one dunk and then he smoked a dunk and he was like, you know what? Fuck this bullshit.
Yeah, I think he was kind of like, once I'm not winning the MVP, what the fuck am I doing?
Dude, I'm looking at the box score right now. LeBron and Rudy Gobert both played 13 minutes. And by the way, Rudy Gobert is maybe the least cool player in the NBA. You could tell.
Wow. Are you fucking kidding me?
You could tell nobody fucks with him. He's over there screaming when he dunked. Did you see him on the fast break? And he's just like, and everyone's just like, so annoyed. Dude, I'm telling you, nobody fucks with Rudy. Nobody fucks with Rudy.
You know what? He represents the start of COVID in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they're looking around and they're not seeing fans. And there's some part of their brain that's being like, fuck you, Rudy.
You know what? He has taken on the mantle of Karl Malone in the league, I think, where nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. And I think for him, it's also a cultural thing because in France, you can rape a child, and that's part of your.
It's the famous Pepe Le Pew clause of France.
That's right. Yes. And it's like, so he actually sees nothing wrong with Karl Malone morally. It's not his thing. I'm not accusing Rudy of child rape. I'm just accusing him of culturally.
He smoked a few cigarettes outside some French high schools. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I play in America. Have you ever been to Salt Lake City, mademoiselle? Have you ever eaten at the Chili's steakhouse, gotten the baby back ribs? Up until 8 p.m., we can drink. And then it becomes a dry county. Please leave us alone, Rudy. They're just fucking soccer
Joe Ingles
players.
just peeks and he goes, she looks a little young, mate.
Come on,
girl
mate.
looks a little young.
Yeah, Boris Diaw's like, get out of here.
It's tough, though, because I do look like they shit on the Jazz. And yeah, Gobert's kind of unlikable. He's just a great defensive player. He is an anchor. But I find Donovan Mitchell to be incredibly charismatic. And
I think
seems like a cool guy.
I think people like him. But I just
he also gets so much shit and he handles it so well. I mean, he really, like, he has gotten shit forever. First off, he's a late draft pick for how good he is. He was like 14th or something, 13th maybe.
Yeah.
Second off, and not an incredible draft either. Second off, he's in Utah. He loses rookie of the year to Ben Simmons, who's a second-year rookie. All right. It was debatable, whatever. Then, go on. They fight. They always fight, Utah. He gets shit on by Shaq recently, and they pull the whole, we're trying to motivate him. We're not trying to, we're trying to challenge him. Shaq, you're bored and you just want to poke somebody. You're a fucking big bully sometimes.
Shaq's like, it's either watch basketball or call someone a bitch. And he's like, I have 14 general commercials to shoot, so I think I'm just going to pick a star and say he's a pussy.
Shaq just turns to the camera after calling Donovan a pussy and goes, Papa John's. Best pizza. Good pizza.
Dude, I want to see all of Shaq's endorsements.
But, dude, the icy hot, that was the best one. The little shimmer. No, but Donovan Mitchell takes all this shit in stride. They asked him about LeBron and like him being like last pick, and he was just like, yeah, I mean, no disrespect to him, but I don't care. He's very cool about this stuff.
Well, I think that was clear that had to have been LeBron and Durant being like, fuck the Jazz. But that wasn't planned. You're not accusing them of playing. I think it's planned.
Really?
Why else would you? I mean, Donovan Mitchell goes way sooner than that. Rudy Gobert goes before Sabonis. LeBron literally said, I need some size, and he picked Sabonis instead of Rudy Gobert. Don't you remember that in the draft? I think they conspired to keep Utah down, and I say good on them.
I don't think they're like pals. It's weird. It's like I think it also started with like maybe LeBron and Steph even weren't like the best of friends, but now I think they really appreciate each other. I think you get older, and I'm not going to say the war is over because they're still going to be fighting, especially if Clay comes.
Well,
back
you know
healthy.
what? That's true. Currently it's a truce. It's like what's that story of like Christmas like during fucking World War I where they
You're
just
asking the wrong person here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no stories about that during the fucking 6 Days War. There was no sharing, there was no putting your differences aside and sharing hummus.
American World War. What's a happy memory, Sam? I'm like, Stop, you got me.
You guys weren't. This was not about you. This is the first one. There was some kind of Christmas truce where like Germans and French guys were having fucking ham together and then killed them. Were shooting at each other the next day. This is what it feels like with Steph and LeBron right now, because it's like Steph's like, I don't have my guy this year. He's like, next year we're gonna be fucking, we're gonna be fucking shooting at each other. But let's enjoy
this. And Chris Paul too. I mean, Chris Paul. I remember in those playoff series with the Rockets, he was doing shit to Steph where I'm like, this is a little weird. You're getting a little crazy on him because that's how Chris Paul fucking competes.
The shimmy. Remember the shimmy in his face, and then they end up losing that game.
I know, but dude, no fault to Paul. He was. I mean, it was fun as hell to see Chris Paul throw down an alley-oop dunk.
That was awesome. There was a fucking stretch in the game where Kyrie dunked, then Steph throws an alley-oop to Chris Paul. Chris Paul throws an alley-oop. No, Chris Paul throws an alley-oop to Steph. Steph throws one to Chris Paul, and then Kyrie dunks again. It was awesome. It was like the point guards were all, and Dame dunked a couple times. Luka had a flush. It was pretty fucking awesome.
That's what the All-Star game is all about. Seeing people do what they don't do. It's kind of fun. Like I remember years ago when Shaq was like just doing the dribbling.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is what it's all about. Silliness, fun. And then when it gets real, thing is now they're keeping it a little more competitive because they play by quarters, which I think is a great idea. It keeps the game a little more competitive.
It's a great idea, and we saw it last year, but I just think this year the All-Star game was literally ravaged by COVID. I think Durant didn't do his first of all, like if Durant is out, they should get the first pick. You know what I mean?
They should have Giannis. It should just be like, okay, this is Giannis's team again.
Yeah. They should get the first or Steph. You know what I mean? Like I'd be fine with that. But it's like,
but I kind of like seeing Steph on Team LeBron. That was kind of cool because that you've never seen that before.
Totally. I just mean like you can't have. So they're at a disadvantage because Durant is out, right? Their best player is out. Then he drafts his best friend first because he didn't want Kyrie doing a hex on him. Like he didn't want him saying a spell against him. And so
he just comes in casually, KD, check out this voodoo doll I made of you.
Yeah.
He's just like, that looks a lot like me. And he's like, yeah, it does.
Just fucking, he pokes a couple extra hairs from his bald spot. That's a warning. That's a warning, Kevin. I'll put those back, but you gotta draft me first next time.
You see where LeBron went ball? Where the fuck do you think that started? Cleveland.
Kyrie did it. Kyrie's voodoo dolls went all his enemies are going bald. Yeah, dude. Even Iguodala's got a little bald spot. Who are all his enemies? Yeah, every superstar bald. Kyrie's hairline's looking good, bro. That's all I know.
I like his little fro. It looks cool.
Who's the best player with the most hair? I guess Steph.
Steph looks good. I like his haircut too.
Steph's got good haircut. Harden's got good hair. You're right.
But I liked his old haircut. I like the one where it was like shaved on the sides with like the kind of fake mohawk thing. I like that.
I like what Harden's doing. I can't wait. I like the little braids. I want him to put the little fucking pink, clear, and white ones. You see, like where the ones little girls have. Dude, if fucking Harden comes out with like little girl fucking pink braids, it's gonna be awesome.
The way you just shook your hair was fucking gorgeous.
I'm getting them, bro. In the summer, I'm getting fucking beads in my hair in the summer.
I think Conley's got good hair.
I guess the best guys ever have gone bald. Like the absolute top. We're talking Kareem, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe came in with the fro, and the fro was. But
it went away, bro. It was
iconic. Well, you get a little older.
But that's what I'm saying. The best guys ever have male pattern baldness, and you know what? maybe the best podcasters ever do too, Sam. That's all I'm saying, dude.
I'm liking what Julius and Mitchell do with like the little. I like it when Julius doesn't do the. I like it a little more when it's out.
Yeah, I love it.
I think
love
that
it
looks
out.
pretty. When it's kind of like almost spiky, it looks kind of badass to me.
For sure. But I'm just trying
Mitchell
to say,
looks cool.
I'm just trying to say the absolute top. It's bald supremacy is what I'm saying. And everyone in basketball, everyone the best players are bald. LeBron and KD.
I think it's a stylistic choice, though.
I like that KD and LeBron just. I'm waiting for LeBron to just go, let the hair go gray. He's got to win one more championship. Let his beard go gray and then just shave it. Go Kimbo Slice, dude.
Yes.
Just go like old man LeBron. Just look fucking terrifying. He's still gonna be jacked. He's got a gray beard and he's completely bald. That he's got to do it, bro.
He's gonna look like a character in Uncle Drew.
Yes,
like,
he literally will.
Fucked up by the dude. Also, it is kind of cool that Durant and LeBron are like straight up getting Ginobili bald spots. It's cool that the two best players in the world have the fucking hairline of Gene Hackman. It's
and they're not shaving it. This is bigger than basketball. This is bigger. This is for the fucking
KD
community.
In the All-Star. Two straight All-Star games without KD sucks too.
I know it sucked.
He's a great we talk about great All-Star game players. I love Kawhi. He's not a great All-Star game player.
No,
great
Kawhi
All-Star game players.
fuck.
Harden is a great All-Star game player. Fucking
Nah,
Curry.
I don't know. Harden's usually hungover. He's not really.
But he can shoot. But guys who could just shoot from deep are great. Dame, Steph,
dude, Dame and Steph pulling up from behind half court. That might be my favorite moment of and Dame ending it. I loved Steph missing and then Dame taking it, like we said, that little friendly fake, that like the two girls in high school, that type of rivalry. That's what they have, dude.
Did you hear what Paul George said afterwards?
No, what'd he say?
He said, "I take it back when I called it a bad shot from Dame."
Wow. No shit.
That's pretty fucking funny though. Yeah. I do like that he said that because he's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you should have guarded. It's like, yeah, you got to guard Dame.
Yeah.
It's hilarious how ice cold Dame is on last shots. I mean, he hit that shot like a week ago where he just drained that shot.
And you know what? Listen, as much as I want Giannis to win everything. It's also like he was kind of gunning for it. And Dame just came through in the last, he hit like 3 threes in the fourth quarter to end. He also mercifully saved us from that game going on any longer by hitting, he scored like 9 points there. And you want to talk about who was awesome and who wasn't. I know it seems like Steph was fucking unbelievable, but like,
he was. He got a little cold though. He got a little cold. He played the gate. He was like 8 for 11 to start the game.
22 minutes, 28 points. Dame comes in 21 minutes, 32 points. That's all I'm saying. He came on strong in Dame time, and I was gonna be pissed if Steph took it from Giannis. I would not have been pissed if Dame got it. And
because we should also Dame is the most like. What we should do a thing. We should do two like. We should do a starting 5 who is not our guy. So you can't put Giannis on there, and I can't put like a Nick on there. But like just our favorite players who we just like. Oh,
Dame's the number 1 pick there.
He's the point guard for sure.
Yeah. I might run a 3-guard set. I might have to get De'Aaron Fox in the mix.
I like that. He seems like a fucking cool guy too, which I like the hair on De'Aaron Fox too.
When he had the old hair. Yeah. That was awesome.
Now he shaved it. Like you said, they get a little older, they shave it, but yeah.
Who else? Lonnie Walker.
Jimmy Butler's on mine, I think.
Jimmy's really.
I got to get Jimmy in there.
Yeah, Jimmy's hilarious, dude. Who knows, man? If it's a shame how much he loves Miami because it would have worked with Tibbs in New York with Jimmy this time around. It really would have.
It would have. Jimmy and Julius would have been fun, dude.
And that's why you all right to Julius. It also would have been cool. That's what makes me stop and think, because everyone's like, well, Karl-Anthony Towns, that was fucking Leon Rose was his agent. But it's like, remember what happened the last time Cat and Tibbs were on the same team?
In Cat's defense, he was much younger. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a success. You're right. I mean, it just wasn't. And I also think Cat and Wiggins were 2 young guys with a lot of hype. And it just didn't. We knew it wasn't going to work. Like, it just wasn't working. But I will say, we do have to mention this as well. Brief side note. it's New York news and it ain't the Knicks.
We'll talk about Blake going to the Nets, right?
Gotta talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Do you have any last thoughts about All-Star? The 3-point contest, just real quick, was so awesome. It went to
incredible.
It went to the last shot. So annoying for Steph. So annoying for Mike Conley to fucking
but I
lose
wanted
on the
Steph
last
to win it.
shot.
I wanted
Mike Conley. I was rooting.
I wanted
for that
Steph to win
hard.
it because what he did in the first round, dropping 31, and you're just like, there was that rack where he just hit all of them, and you're like,
and they just didn't even move.
The net is not moving. Like
on the last one, the net straight up didn't move. It's crazy. But I will say, dude, how many look at Steph's trophy case, look at Mike Conley's trophy case. Who could have used the 3-point contest win a little more?
Yeah, but Steph's only won 2 out of 7, dude.
Yeah, how many? He's got 2 MVPs, 3 rings. I think he's doing a couple All NBAs. I think he's doing just fine. Mike Conley's got what? No All NBAs, right? He doesn't have any All NBAs.
I want to see the greatest do the greatest, and I really wanted to see. I love Mike Conley. I've been a fan for so long. I loved the Grind City Grizzlies.
He could have used the fucking another trophy is all I'm saying. A lot more than Steph. That thing isn't even going. That thing's going to fucking Riley's going to get to play with it in her fucking. She's going to get to make a little on her YouTube channel that's going in her room. Mike Conley, that would have been right front and center with like a fucking Zebo jersey in his mantle. That's all I'm saying. I
thought, speaking of All-Star, man, I thought it was pretty cool, that story. I've been watching the Inside the NBA documentary series after the game, which has been incredible.
It's fun. It's very fun to
it just reminds me of how much I've loved that show my whole life. It's kind of incredible.
You know what's crazy? For some reason, I'm always like, whenever I watch the show, I'm like, it's crazy how well they've gotten Shaq in the mix. He joined like a year ago, and then you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, he's been on for like 8 years. You know what I mean?
I think
and
10.
It's like, yeah, but it's just like that's how much that show's been a part of my life. Where it's like, to me, I'm like, oh yeah, Shaq just got on the fucking show.
He was bad at first. It's funny how they're like
really
they're kind of cushioning it. Where Shaq
was horrible.
Well, dude, that's crazy to have a show that's successful and they're like, we're bringing Shaq in. And it's just like, yeah, he's ruining the show.
He ruined it for a while. It's like, he's one of those guys. At first, Shaq was just one of those guys that's like always on. You know what I mean? Like in stand-up, you get those comics that are just like trying to riff with you. And you're like, I'm trying to eat a fucking chicken wing right now, you fucking asshole. I'm about to go do an hour. I don't need to fucking riff with you right now. Shaq had that energy 100%.
The entire time, and the beauty of the show was just how loose and chill it was.
Yeah.
But Shaq is great now. And what made me think about, because you said any thoughts on All-Star Weekend, they did the part about Kobe, which was heavy. I mean, that was like a heavy tribute. They talked about like what it meant to them and how Barkley didn't want to do it, but then he was like, it did give us closure. And there's a part where Kobe won All-Star MVP and he and Shaq were playing together again, and Shaq was older.
Yeah, that was the Miami. That was when they kind of like that was when they kind of like didn't they win a co-MVP when they were both like,
you know, yeah, it might have been co-MVP, but either way,
it was like a nice moment because it was kind of like the beef is sort of squashed. It felt like,
yeah, it was co-MVP, right? And Shaq, but Kobe said, give it to Sharif.
Yeah.
And Shaq was like, sure, and Kobe's like, yeah, I'll win another. And it was just like, Shaq's
which
on
is
his way
nice
out.
and a dickish thing at the same time. It's
That's
like,
why I love it.
just Kobe to the fucking essence.
But Shaq always said that like they loved each other's kids, and I think like throughout the beef, Shaq even said while they had beef, Kobe couldn't have been cooler to his kids because of course his kids still love Kobe. So it's like, it is cool they put that shit aside, and it was heavy when Barkley was like, I called people I had beef with.
Yeah, dude.
After seeing that, because you're like, yeah, that shit, like that shows you how big sports are and like why we love sports. You know, it's
and that it's like really people are just looking for an excuse not to be mad. Give people just give it a little inkling of like goodwill, and like people don't want to hold on to shit. Well, most people, some people, you know, especially in a situation like that.
But it reminded me like the impact Shaq and Kobe had on my childhood, on my life. You're like, man, I love these guys. I fucking love them. And it's like, it's still crazy that Kobe's gone. It's something like, it's the worst sports moment of our life without question.
I will say that is still a hard thing when they like, it's the second time the Kobe Bryant MVP is announced and you're just like, when I heard that, it's just like, damn, dude.
And also just the fact that it is crazy, just the the history of the NBA meeting the fact that Jerry West is the logo, the fact that he drafted Kobe, that he traded for Kobe, that he knew Kobe would be this great, that he believed it, that he told Shaq in Orlando, we got the kid who's going to be the future and going to be the best. Like he believed that.
Yeah.
And that Jerry West is almost like, yeah, I don't need to be the logo anymore. And seeing him just talk about Kobe is like, you're
Kobe
like,
really, I mean, he really should be the logo, man. That's Kyrie is so.
Here's my only issue with Kobe being the logo. I agree. He should be the logo. You can't have a guy in a Lakers uniform being the logo. It should be subtle. It should be like Kobe.
No,
but
of
like
course.
the way,
It's the same way that it's Jerry West.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, exactly.
No, you can't have a jersey. No, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Kobe should 100% be the logo. I think as a fan of, it's funny that it's going to be a Laker both times, but
yeah. But whatever, man.
But yeah, but Kobe is.
And you know what? That to me is a great encapsulation of what Kobe's like, because it's like Jordan was almost so big. He's such a phenomenon where it's like to everyone, right? Globally. But Kobe almost means he means a lot to everyone, but he means so much to real, like just basketball fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kobe means something to the NBA in a way that he didn't. I mean, sure, he was super famous, but he never crossed over the way Jordan sort of did.
Well, he didn't do like movies and stuff, right?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. And it's like he
was huge.
But he was definitely huge, especially in LA. But I'm saying in basketball, he might have even had a bigger impact than Jordan because of the way he was like mentoring people, the way he like coached people. So to me, it makes a perfect sense where it's like, is he the absolute greatest? No, but he might mean more on a personal level to fans and especially players than any other player. And to me, that makes it so much sense for him to be the logo, even as not as a tribute. Because I got to be honest, I don't think the All-Star Game MVP is enough of a tribute. I agree.
Of course not. I think that's like a quick fix, but it's not what we're going to, and it's not enough. And his impact, I mean, we talked about it like Julius Randle just did that Players Tribune thing. Like that's a guy you don't even think of Kobe having an impact on.
Right,
you like forget
right.
Julius Randle was a Laker sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Then you think of like D'Angelo Russell was on that team. And then you think like, oh shit, Kobe didn't just mentor guys on the team by being tough with them and being like, you're working out with me. You're doing that. Like he did give a shit. He wanted his legacy to live on. He wanted to mentor. He wanted to further the game. He fucking Trae Young. You can't tell because he plays with no honor.
No honor, zero honor.
Kobe had an impact on him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A guy like Kobe is like one of my favorite like pieces of. I used to think I was going to be a writer in college, and I would read all these like. I used to love reading like profiles of famous people, right? And there's a Gay Talese profile of Frank. I think it's called Frank Sinatra Has a Cold. Have you ever read that? It's really good. Anyway, one part of it is like this guy's like every time somebody bumps into Frank Sinatra, it's one of the greatest days of their lives. And for Frank Sinatra, he's forgotten it the second it happens. There's so much of that going on with Kobe, where it's like these players had a moment that to Kobe was probably fleeting, just watching him prepare from afar, maybe not even talking to him. Those players might have like written it down and like done that over and over again, like based their entire like strategy off of one workout they had with Kobe or something. It's like, that's the level of,
Jason Tatum, right?
Tatum. Exactly. It's
one
like
workout with him.
It's like with Kobe, it's like, it's like every little crumb that he like, fucking bestowed upon people has so much outsized importance compared to how much he thought, it probably meant to him. But anyway,
You're totally right. You're totally right. I mean, it's a good point. I mean, Kyrie, think about all the guys he impacted. LeBron, Melo, Wade. I mean,
for sure.
We're talking about the youngest guys, but like, yeah, he was their Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, one last thought. And this is totally anticlimactic, but I just did want to say I thought Cassius Stanley got fucking robbed. I thought that first
dunk was sick.
Was really cool. And I don't even know who I think would have won. I liked if Simons had
have former dunk contest guys judging because they're haters.
They're haters. They're absolute haters.
Do you think Jason Richardson's watching? Like Jason Richardson was a great dunker.
Yeah.
So if you're not blowing if you want high scores, you can't have all former dunk contest people.
Yeah. And I think if Simons had actually kissed the rim, that would have been so awesome.
Yeah, but
Kenny
you're
was
gonna
so
break your
right.
fucking jaw.
That would have been so cool. You
Yeah,
know,
but
your
how
boy,
about how
your
Spud
boy
Webb is
Oubre,
judging?
your boy Oubre would have eaten the rim's pussy, dude. Your boy Oubre would have fucking.
He just hang and start
yeah.
fingering the net.
How is he levitating? He's so horny, it's making him float in the air.
Dude, you can't have Spud Webb judging the dunk contest. He's 5'7". He's like, yeah, none of you impress me.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
I also, dude, it was so, the best part though was just the TNT guy, and to suck them off some more, they're so fun. And watching them, like Kenny is saying, he said he called Simon something wrong. He called him like Ant Simmons. He like kept getting his name wrong. He called Cassius Stanley Cassius Clay.
That was great. And Shaq was like, oh, I also like Muhammad Ali. I like that Shaq shit all over him for that. That was great.
They're shitting on Dwayne Wade for Robin, you know, for last year's Derek Jones Jr.
That's the best part of the show is really that we're watching like guys that we love who you expect to have huge egos let people shit on them. It's like
just
that's
shitting
really,
on each other. Yeah.
so you're like, holy, that's really what it is when they do those dumb things in the articles. Like, man, the stars are just like us, and it's like you and McGregor buying a milk or some shit.
Yeah,
Where you're like, I don't give a fuck about that. But then you have like Shaq and Barkley, and they're calling each other fat and like shit. I mean, that's really fucking funny.
Barkley being like, I didn't have Dwayne Wade or Kobe Bryant carrying me to a championship. He was like, that's so fucking awesome. Just like the bar room shit that we say about guys, but they say it to each other's faces. It's so awesome. He's like, yeah,
amazing.
You got swept a lot, didn't you? Just like reminding him he used to get swept is so good.
And
anyway.
Barkley, you got it. Yeah, he didn't have a guy at that level. But Barkley's a fucking overachiever too. So you have to
100%.
like 6'5" and just bullying dudes. Took a team to the finals on the fucking Sonics at you. The Sonics were stacked the year he fucking went to them.
Totally. And always keeping obesity at bay. You know, Shaq, Charles, his body wanted to be 300 pounds from the time he was 19. And he was like,
he was so jacked though.
He was so jacked, but that guy loved to eat, man. He still, I mean, salute to him. And the reason he wasn't an All-Star was because it was his daughter's wedding on Saturday. And do you have any idea how much I would pay to just be able to watch Charles Barkley at his daughter's wedding, just getting fucked up at his daughter's wedding?
I want to see his speech.
Dude, I would pay you $10,000 to see the speech. Anyway. Yes, let's talk about Blake Griffin. We might as well. He's a Brooklynite now.
Weird move to say the least, because as you said, they're just kind of giving up on defense. But I do think Blake as a second unit guy could definitely he could be a nice little addition.
Yeah.
I think this could revitalize him. And it is funny to see him back with DeAndre Jordan after all these years.
It is weird. It's weird when it's like, is because there is an element of like DeAndre has got to like get it together. You know what I mean? So it's like, and to see DeAndre playing a more vital role than Blake Griffin on a team, it is weird. It's a strange, because DeAndre is going to be in the starting lineup, you'd think. Although they've experimented with that. It was so funny if they reunited as the second unit for the Brooklyn Nets. That's hilarious to think about.
You know what? It's possible, and I think they could be a really good second unit. I mean, they know each other. They know how to play with each other. I mean, I do think that Blake gives them a kind of ball handler in the second unit, a big man who can kind of play point forward a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to play center in the second unit, honestly. I think they're just going to go. I really think that he might even make sense there. I mean, they're playing fucking Jeff Green at center, so you know what I mean?
Jeff Green has been pretty good though, honestly.
I know. I'm just saying. I think Blake makes sense there.
Jeff Green is just like a solid journeyman at the end.
But I think Jeff Green could also, you put Blake at 5, you put Jeff Green playing 2, and he's just guarding other guys. But it's interesting to see. This is not maybe the cleanest fit. And other people were talking about it before. I think he would have, as much as it would have been weird, I think he would have made a lot of sense with the Warriors, actually, because they just have no scoring when Steph's not there. And again, the Nets don't need more scoring, but I think it's more
playing backup to Draymond, though. That's got to be fucking weird for him.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think
Draymond has I'm sure Draymond's got a lot of enemies in the league.
Yeah, and I think in terms of just like a cool here's the thing. It's getting harder and harder not to like in your heart to root for the Nets.
I thought you were going to say the Warriors.
No, come on, man, Sam.
Oh no. When Clay's back next year, you best believe I'm gonna be enjoying watching that team.
I will enjoy watching them the way I'm like, hell yeah, the villain's back. Like I want, you know what I mean? Like the villain's at full strength.
I just feel so bad for Clay. I just want to see him ball.
I love Clay for sure. And yes, but I'm just saying the Nets. Here's the thing, Sam. Here's how you have to look at it. Here's what's made me at peace with rooting, with like being like kind of watching the Nets and being sort of wanting them to succeed on some level, is that they are not a New York team. They're a team that doesn't exist geographically. They're a concept. They're an idea. The Brooklyn Nets, no one in New York gives a fuck.
You're smoking that shit that Kyrie has now.
You know what I'm smoking? I'm smoking that Cushy Dreams, brother. I'm coming up with this idea with some of the highest quality. Here's how I came up with this idea. This is your how to root for the Brooklyn Nets, sponsored by Cushy Dreams. It's going to be a weekly segment. No, I smoked some of our highest quality CBD that you love. It's from lab approved, beautiful bullshit at Cushy Dreams. It's fucking tested. It's all the highest quality shit. That's why I'm on a higher plane right now, Sam, because earlier today I had some of their fucking awesome ultra premium reserve line, something like that. And with that, not only comes in a fucking eighth, not only comes in 3.5 gram tins, it also comes in full gram joints, but more crucially for me, little half gram joints. Some of the best that there fucking are. I love taking a fucking little half gram joint to the face, drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper, and that's what I did last night with the All-Star game. That's what I'm going to do this week as I watch,
the Thursday Knicks Bucks, motherfucker.
Thursday Knicks Bucks.
And let's just say the Bucks better bounce back because we fucking had our way with them.
Listen, we got an MVP fucking. Both Giannis and Julius are going to be pretty tired from their performances at the All-Star game. You're right. So they got to lean on their benches because they both equally showed out at the All-Star game. But that's neither here nor there.
Only one of those benches has Emmanuel Quickly, motherfucker.
That's true. Actually, I might even take the Knicks bench over what they got with the Bucks, if I'm being completely honest. The point is, if you want to get like me and see things on a fucking 4-dimensional plane like Kyrie, you got to go to fucking cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com. You got to put in promo code PODDON'T and you'll get 20% off your first order. And like I said, they got it all, baby. They got fucking they got the fucking gram joints. They got the 3.5 they got the eighth tins. If you want to put in a little pipe, you want to put in a little spliff of your own, whatever you want to do. But you want to do me and Sammy's personal favorite, hit that fucking premium reserve line, some fucking bullshit like that, and get the half gram joints in a little fucking 5-pack.
I like those. Yeah.
So that's cushydreams.com, KUSHY dreams.com. Use promo code PODDON'T, PODDONT, for 20% off. So the point that Cushy Dreams helped me come to, Sam, that I've been getting at here, is that you shouldn't even feel animosity towards Brooklyn, because let's be honest, there is no chance that they ever invade New York. This is a fucking Knicks town through and through. Anybody who's a fucking Nets fan is a loser, right? There's no one. There's no one.
Fair weather. They're fair weather.
They're fair weather, or they just moved to New York. They're basically saying, "Hey, I'm gentrifying the city." If you're a Nets fan, you're basically like, "Hey, I'm one of the fucking pieces of shit." It's like a bunch of people that don't really understand basketball or the history of the city, who are just fucking moving into Bed-Stuy and making it harder to afford if you're a black family that's been there for generations. That's who's a fucking Nets fan, right? So to me, it's the same way the Clippers, right? The Clippers don't fucking matter. They don't have no one in LA is happy about the Clippers. Yeah. That's a team that exists.
And there is something theory. Like if you go to it, it's the Clippers Lakers thing is very similar to the Knicks Nets thing, where it's like, look, the tickets are more affordable at the city's B team, in my opinion. But there's something about being at a Laker game. There's something about being at a Knicks game. And in the Lakers case, it's the same fucking arena, but there's still something more magical about being at a Lakers game.
I went to when I was in LA years ago, 3 years ago, I wanted to see the Lakers, right? I was like, I want to see LeBron play. I'd never seen LeBron play at the time. The only game, and I wanted to go to a Lakers game, right? They happened to be playing the Clippers, and I think it was the first year. No, was Kawhi even there? This might have been the first year LeBron was there before they traded for AD. I think that's the year it was. And oh yeah, because you know what? It was also because at the time the Clippers were like a fun. It was Montrez, Lou Williams. You were kind of rooting for that team, right? They were like a fun. They had Shea.
Right.
They had maybe Tobias or Danilo. I don't remember who. And it was like a fun team. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I like this Clippers team, and I get to see LeBron. I'll just fucking get these tickets. It was awesome to see LeBron. It was cool to see them. It was nothing like the fucking ambiance that you get at a Lakers game. I've been to a Nets game. It felt like a Nets game. The lights were different. The color scheme was bullshit. And you go to a Knicks game. I've been to Knicks games. I've been to Nets games. And I've been to Knicks games when they were fucking horrific. We've been to games together.
It's still better.
It doesn't even fucking hold a candle. It's not. And so to me, I think it's okay. It's like the Nets might as well play in fucking Tampa. They might as well play in fucking, Iowa. Like, it doesn't matter. They're a team that exists outside of geography because there is no fan base for them. They're a concept. And when we already talked about how the DNA of the Suns that I loved, the DNA of the 7 seconds or less Suns is all over that coaching staff. I love Harden. I like that we've talked about how KD is one of the most insecure people, the only guys that the only guy in the NBA that behaves the way we probably would if we were in the NBA.
Looks almost in a constant bad mood. Well, you
always in a bad
like,
mood.
Which as a New York Jew, I do relate to. He's always cranky,
always moody,
always upset.
Always asks the thermostat to be either moved one or two directions, up or down, constantly.
You know he's texting Kyrie about traffic. He's like, traffic is crazy.
And we've discussed how I appreciate how Kyrie just quits on his team and says, "Fuck you, I'm just gonna do it." Like, he behaves the way I would if I could. And so when you add Blake to that mix, one of the most lovable. One of the most lovable guys who, like,
who might be a staple at the New York comedy clubs. We might get to see him a little bit.
This motherfucker's about to take my spots. Actually, you know what? I take it back. Fuck the Nets. Blake's gonna get past at the cellar before I do. But in all seriousness, with Blake in the mix, how can you not fucking be like, damn, this rules? They're likable. They're cool guys.
I love Harden and I love Joe Harris. They're just a likable squad.
And you want to talk about like youth and
but
shit,
I'm a Knicks fan for fucking life, and they don't touch a candle to my neck.
But I'm just saying, like, and again, what a perfect like last grasp of your youth. If the guy that got drafted when I was in college, the guy that could jump over everyone, now he's reinvented himself as a smart jump shooter with savviness. It's like
all the people saying he's washed. I don't think they're right.
I don't think he's washed. It's a metaphor for guys in their early to mid 30s whose youth happened when Blake was dunking over cars. You got to be rooting for Blake on some level because that means we all have a little something left in the tank. You know what I mean? That's like maybe one of these days. Maybe if Blake can put it together, maybe one of these days you can get hard without a dick pill. That's what it says to me. You know what I mean? Dude. Maybe one of these days I'm just gonna fucking toss the Blue Chew in the fucking garbage can and come out of here with a natural 20-year-old erection, like Blake double pumping and fucking hitting an alley-oop in the Staples Center. Maybe, dude. That's all I'm saying. That's my case for rooting for the Nets. And you know what? Their games are so enjoyable because it's up and down. Somebody's doing something cool.
You know what?
It's always a close game.
But there is something about Knicks games, man. Walt and Breen together.
Oh, I love what I watch Knicks games. This, what's beautiful actually is now between MSG, the Yes Network, and ESPN or TNT. There's a constant 3-game rotation going on most nights. Amazing. And it's awesome. It's fucking incredible. Let alone League Pass. I haven't watched as much League Pass because I was never really watching Nets games last year. I would flip over the Knicks, but I would mainly go to like the national game and League Pass. This year, I've been watching a lot of Knicks and Nets and whatever the national game is.
Same here. I mean, I've dipped into the league pass, but only if it's like teams I love watching. I like watching Portland. I like watching Phoenix,
Yeah.
but
it's definitely easier when it's like all three of the national games were on early. And so you're like, all right, well, let me switch over to League Pass for the late slate. But it is a little annoying. Depending on whatever your setup is, because it's like there's something nice with I just got the remote on cable. So there's something nice about that, as opposed to getting the PlayStation out. Which, by the way, the fucking PlayStation 5, which I have, the PlayStation Corporation is fucking against gamers who are also NBA fans because the League Pass app is not on the PS5.
Yeah, I have that on the Samsung Smart TV where they don't
sucks.
They have some beef with that shit.
It's fucking bullshit.
A Fire Stick to get my
I might have to get a Fire Stick. And it breaks my goddamn heart. And not only that,
God bless the good people at Amazon.
No, I can't go that far.
Knowing what it's like for the little people.
How about a Roku?
What it's like for the little people.
Yeah. You know what? I'm getting a Roku. Fuck.
I like to support the little guy.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I guess I can't get a fucking Fire Stick. God damn it. I guess I'll go Roku. Also, the Criterion channel is not on PlayStation 5, which I'm on my cinephile shit, Sammy.
You're a cinephile player.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm just curious. Again, Blake just adds more intrigue. It's like
so much personality.
I'm just curious.
Has a team ever had this much personality?
Honest, not that I can think of. Not that it's ever ended up good. Yeah,
I guess you could say that the Lakers who lost to the Pistons with Shaq, Payton, Malone, and Kobe.
Much. Yeah.
That's a lot of personality.
They didn't have as many guys, but my favorite guys were probably the Nuggets with Melo, Iverson, and JR.
Wow,
that was a fucking awesome team.
I liked them better once Billups came through, though. It just made more sense.
I'm just talking about like what was cooler. Yeah.
That Denver team though with Billups, Melo, Kmart, Camby, that was a cool team, man.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Great video game team.
Very fun video game team. Anyway, All-Star Week, All-Star Weekend was pretty fun. I actually did kind of like the all-in-one evening thing. It was pretty fun. But obviously they're never going back to that. They blow it out, they make it a whole weekend. And I hope everybody, I guess there was no video, there's no leaks of anyone at fucking strip clubs, which I was sure was going to happen.
Bummer.
But what are you going to do? I also, the one thing I wanted to say is that it is pretty funny that on a night where they were like, we're going to support HBCUs, we're trying to like help lift up like the cause of Black youth. The two guys that were in the finals of the skills challenge to kick everything off was Sabonis and fucking Vucevic, and just the fucking just a metaphor for like just some Eastern European money guys.
Hilarious.
It was pretty funny to be like,
that.
Yeah, it's like Vucevic and fucking Sabonis, and there's like a fucking black choir singing, oh, and it's just like Vucevic is from somewhere where if you're depending on what shade of white you are, you'll go into a genocide against them.
And he's going to go back there if he gets traded to Boston. So we'll see.
That's right. Yeah. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for listening to the Pod Don't Lie All-Star wrap up and impromptu Kobe Memorial there in the middle for a second. But we will be back with a Patreon episode. Honestly, we'll probably talk about some trade rumors, I think, coming up on the Patreon.
Yeah, it's coming up. Pod Don't Lie. Patreon.com/Pod Don't Lie. If you're not on there, you better get on there.
Get on there.
We're bringing
get on there. In the last episode, our last Patreon, Sam actually bet me that Julius Randle would be on the All-NBA team. Sam Morrill thinks Julius Randle is going to be one of the top 6 forwards in a league with LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, who else? Paul George, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo. It just goes on and on.
It's It's actually top 9 forwards, Stavros. 2 guards, 3 forwards.
No, centers. Embiid, Jokic, Embiid, Jokic, Gobert. There you go. That's
Fine.
that's the three.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
There's a whole nother second half to play. We stay at that 5 seed. You better fucking put it in the conversation.
I
brother.
will not put it in any conversation. Actually,
Start the conversation. Start the momentum. Hashtag King Julius. Hashtag third team All NBA, brother.
I like how you've changed your tune to third team. You were so confident when we were talking about it. You're like, you said an All NBA team, which is so awesome. Such a beautiful way to put it. You're like, part of you's like, hey, who knows? Maybe second or first team.
Hey, I'm dancing with the guy who brought me, brother.
I listen, nothing wrong with that.
Little
Right
side
now,
bet action. Just put a little respect on his name. That's all I ask.
the battle for stake now is the Bulls are behind 2 games. But we're getting there.
Oh well. We don't even have Mitchell Robinson, brother. You better look out.
We'll see what happens this week. The Knicks
Tape.
play the Bucks in what will be a Pod Don't Lie classic. We will be recapping that. You better believe on Friday's Patreon edition.
Can't
and that's
wait.
Again, patreon.com/pod don't lie. Oh fuck, you know what? I keep forgetting to read some fucking reviews. So why don't we?
We got the Bucks, we got the Thunder, we got the Nets next week. We got the Sixers. We got some tough games coming up, man.
Yeah. So apparently the Knicks have one of the toughest schedules in the second half, which is not great for you.
Fuck. Yeah, we do have a really tough schedule coming up. That's not good.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a really hard schedule in the second half. Damn. Good news is we're a fiery team with a lot of heart.
That's true. Very, very fucking true.
But yeah, we have a tough schedule, brother.
Let's read some of these reviews. I'm sorry I fell off. Let's see what we got here. This is from little stochastic pimp daddy. Stavros Shukius, the return. Stavi baby will have to listen to Mobb Deep on repeat if Julius gets named an all-star. You got me there, buddy. He did get named an all-star. Taste of Ink says, Sam loves the Celtics. We get it. Now, please focus on a more riveting topic, like sending the failing New York franchise to Seattle so that the Nets, New York's true team, can enjoy their spotlight as the future of New York basketball. What do you think about that, Sam?
I think this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And you need to respect the throne that King Julius has brought. And let me tell you something. I brought the King Julius name in jest just to piss off Stavros to rival King James. Who had better numbers in the All-Star game?
Oh, my God. Shut the fuck up.
2 for 2 versus 2 for 7. I'll take that efficiency all day. King Julius for life.
This is from Chaskers, who says, get top. Not too much like that feeling when the new PDL drops. Here for the sophistafunk Stav humor and the sycophant Sam Knicks talk. Blow Post says Pete Rock 1979. And sometimes I listen to Low Post and I'm like, I wonder if he'd give Tyrese Halliburton a rim job. With PDL, I don't have to wonder. That's right, brother. Mihai Siokin says, lost weight because of Stavi baby. Thank you for causing me to lose 100 pounds since the summer just because of the second hand effects from the chirps. I don't know what that means, but we're happy for you, Mihai. Okay, let's read one more here and then get going. Two delusional hosts is better than one. Sam talking about the Knicks like a team that has hope in the future with a garbage owner like Dolan is like Americans having hope in the government. He's right about that. Stavi baby, great job trying to actually keep the pod on track, even though I honestly trust the Bucks in the playoffs just about as much as you guys hopeless Knicks. Love the pod. Keep the awesome, completely unnecessarily sexual content coming, boys. We will, pal. Don't you worry.
I don't care what you say. It's the American way. Knicks tape, brother. And we got a tough schedule, but they got a tough matchup too. Don't forget that.
Oh, here we go.
Julius.
Here's one last one from Tim Carl. Vice Media's resident basketball podcast. Diet Mark Norman and Fortune Feimster's little sister discuss basketball and their daily lives as Williamsburg influencers. In this
fucking
enjoyable
funny.
listen, the chubby fella from the dirtbag left creates meaningful talking points on league-wide topics that are eventually derailed by some dork in his Knicks takes. Not bad. Not a bad roast there, Tim Carl. Anyway, that's going to do it for us, folks. We'll read more of your reviews. Keep leaving those. Pod don't lie. Give us 5 stars. Only the 5 stars get rated. Do you think you fucking idiots think we're reviewing anything other than 5 stars? You're out of your mind. But thank you, and we will be back, like we said, Friday recapping Knicks versus Bucks Thursday night.
2 all-stars going head-to-head. 2 of the best forwards the game has ever seen.
2 possible all-NBA selections battling it out.
Yes.
All right, guys.
We love
thank
you, King
so much.
Julius.
All right, shouts out to
Clearly,
Liam.
Giannis was taking some shooting lessons from Julius because
Shouts
this
out
3 ball
to-
doesn't normally go in like that.
I also very last note of the episode. Shouts out to Liam Adetokunbo, the cutest baby at All-Star Weekend for sure.
Oh, that was a cute baby.
He's a cute fucking guy.
That's a
right
cute
there.
fucking
That's a
baby.
cute fucking guy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you next week. Bye.